What's going on, guys? This is the Maxon Mixoff show. Week 5, we're jiving here. And we have ourselves one of the OGs on the show this week, and we are happy to have him. Shout out to him from like the work world. You know, usually the work schedule is conflicting, but no, he shoved work up his ass and said, I'm going to the Momo show.
Stuck in the end.
I really made it sound like he's like a badass, but he is. He's on the weekends. Give it up for Will C. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. You deserve a proper intro because we did all intros week 1, so this was your week 1. So welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. So, yeah, we can see Warren. It looks like he's going to break for us in the intro because Warren always has an activity he likes to give us. And we have Sean on the bottom here chilling in the couch. RJ's hooked on Ozark.
Yes.
It's a good show, though.
And the break is in. Will heard the noise. It's time for the show.
No, Will heard a gunshot outside, that's all.
Oh, well, your timing was perfect with the way Warren broke on the pool table. So,
Right, it was. This is, I would say, Will is Lakes Regions Will, or whatever they call him.
Yeah, we have Will coming out of the Lakes region, a.k.a. Wells VT, and then the rest of us are all in some facility of Rutland. Warren's over in Center Rutland, so I guess he's our West Side guy, the closest version of it.
West Coast.
We'll call RJ the Fairground District. I'm the Hospital District, and Sean's right on that Grove Street line. So
yeah, a lot of crime. I'm in the crime district.
You're in the downtown. You have that downtown loft, that fancy loft.
Yeah, be careful there, man.
Dude, no kidding. There's a shooting on Grove Street last week.
Oh, I thought I heard that. Yeah, up the road from you.
Apparently nobody got hurt, but somebody like shot in the air. Was not me, by the way.
Are you sure?
As tempting as it is.
Good. Do you do that for fun?
So Warren's working on his shot, but you know, we got a lot of different things we're going to talk about tonight. We'll talk about kind of just, I think we're going to be a little lax tonight. We're just going to let things ride. I think the big topic we wanted to talk about is the fact that UFOs not admitted to the existence from the federal government publicly. And we have a couple UFO fiends on the show, and Will and Sean. So I'm pumped to hear their opinion. And then us normies will chime in too.
But we already knew it.
Yeah, I mean, this, you know, you always kind of do like the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Maybe it's like, I won't go further in my opinions. I'll wait till that. But we have that going on. I think we're going to also talk about the potential if baseball returns. What does that mean, especially with the configuration they threw out in the open for a proposal? We also could talk about the NFL could be business as usual. Oh, I think we might have lost Will. If Will's here, make sure you come on back.
Yeah, he's gone.
And talk about other quarantine stuff.
That A-Rod Wi-Fi, I'm telling you, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, here's Will.
A-Rod Wi-Fi.
It is.
Hey, Will. Welcome back.
Oh.
We lost you for a sec, but you're here. So, yeah, who wants to – I think we dive into the UFO thing. So I will be honest on the stats. I don't know if I'll be the strongest on this, but obviously there's 2 videos that, from what I gathered, were recorded in 2011 and 2014. Got leaked online 2017, and it was kind of like circling the round, so to speak. I don't know why it took 3 years for this week to be the week that the government's like, yeah, all right, kids, you're right.
Why not? Nobody's paying attention. Exactly. Flip it in there.
Right.
That's what she said.
But that was kind of the stuff I know about. Who wants to go first on kind of explaining the details and kind of their opinion on this and what it all means?
Well, the video sucked.
What about the video?
They were terrible, except for that one.
Well, you do see the orb moving rather, accurate.
They were way too fuzzy, except for that one that was, going straight, and then it turned, and then it turned again. That was weird. That's weird. Nothing does that.
I'm being Bernie Sanders right now, by the way.
Wave your finger.
Yeah, well, RJ kind of went first already, but I would actually defer to RJ because I want to. If I'm going to take a minute to look up some stats that I found about UFOs locally.
Okay, awesome.
So I will, one of you guys keep going, but I'll be right back. I'm going to get some stats.
Okay.
To be honest, I think we as humans take better photos of the government than the government. I should say.
Well, those were coming from like a night scope camera on like planes, I think.
Yeah. Some of us have like these cool night vision cameras that are better than our government's cameras.
Yeah.
And that's the best video. Is that the best video you have? Come on.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like there's probably the videos that got circled around, and they just said, "Yeah, these are the videos got circled around." Like I bet there's bonus footage, but they didn't give it to us. They only declassified what they wanted to.
Exactly. We know there's a body there. That Bob Lazar was on everywhere.
So here's my thing I've always felt about UFOs. And I know I'm not talking about historically, and I get all this stuff, and I even think there was a time I may have saw one. Not crazy like other stories, but a low-key version. But I've always wondered, when they're defining UFOs, because all it means is unidentified flying object, right? Does UFO actually mean like aliens, we come in peace type of stuff, or destroy the planet, Independence Day? Or is it stuff that they're just kind of chucking out there right now? It's like, yeah, that's a UFO. But really, it's like some super government drone that can like obliterate a whole country with one laser that's like 40 years ahead in technology. But if you chalk it up to like some theory that's like green people, it's a little more entertaining. That's really the debate. What is it? Obviously, it's happening.
It's a good question. I think all of us have an answer to it. I'll let RJ go first.
So, Max, you think that the aliens that we're told of are the government?
I think in some scenarios of what the UFOs are, think about it. I bet you, and now mind you, I'll give you a little context. My stepdad, and I'm not saying anything I don't think that isn't public knowledge. I'm not like saying anything he's ever told me that's like, you can't say this, but not that he ever gave anything super top secret. But he's always said that with the government, that they had stuff that, like, if you look at it from like the consumer standpoint, is about 20 years ahead of the curve. He was talking about like a lot of the radar systems that you see like in a game where it's like it's really crazy, like censoring and stuff. That was in like fighter jets when he was in the Navy in the 80s. So what that kind of tells me is what we kind of view as maybe like the drones that people like automatically, remote from in Las Vegas to like bomb Afghanistan or something, for example. Like that's probably stuff that could have been flying around in early 2000s, and we were just kind of like, oh, that must be a UFO. I'm not saying that for every case, but I'm wondering how much of that percentage is on the scale versus like that's actually green humans.
Max.
Yes.
So remote control flying objects have been flying since like the 70s or later.
Right, in some fashion.
Bob Lazar talked about that in that documentary on Netflix.
Which documentary? Which documentary is this?
The Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar. He was a big guy in the 90s.
My dad. No, I'm just kidding.
It was a big thing in the 90s. This guy came out who worked on Area 51. And he told them about all the technology that they have. Like they have the handprints and everything you see in movies and stuff like that.
Bob Lazar. Exactly. I saw that same documentary, RJ. That was really good.
Lots of hidden doors, secrets that he peeked in and they're like, no, you can't see this. This is new technology. You cannot see this.
I'm actually going to pull something up about that. Hang on here.
A quick housekeeping thing. Will is coming back. He was having some technical difficulties and was changing location. Like probably
is he going to Chuck Knobloch's house?
Yeah.
He's out on like East Wells Road, so I'm wondering if he's driving to town or something where it's better service. But
that's where David Cohn lives.
So
okay,
don't come to my house.
I actually have a decent site, Max. I'm looking at right now. I should probably forward it. There's a lot of information, so it's like not something you would want to talk about on the show necessarily. but it lists all of these reported UFO sightings in Vermont right up to April 9th. April 9th.
Oh wow! So this is like a current site. It's like a Vermont group almost, or
It's a website. I'm not sure what it, who's put it together, but let me see if I can get a link and put it in the.
I think we've all seen some weird shit in the sky.
yeah, I thought we can kind of dive into that as a group. But I also I feel like Will might have like kind of like Sean more the like analytical nerdy perspective of it. So.
Well, I also feel like Will has seen a UFO. He told us.
I feel like that's been mentioned on the show.
Or a ghost.
Is that why he's so quiet? Is he Randy Quaid?
Who, Will?
Yeah.
No, Will comes in hot with facts when he wants to. But yeah, it's like either or. You're quiet sometimes.
Yeah, but you get me on stats, and it's like, holy shit, this guy knows everything.
That's true. But yeah, I'm chalking up to if the government kind of had to come out and be like, yeah, it's something that maybe it is green people. Before those videos, I would have said, though, like, I've always been, like, in the camp of, like, 60% could be green things. 40% could be the government. Now I feel like it's more like an 80-20 lean towards the green humans after that video.
Green humans?
I'm just talking like aliens. Like, I'm just kind of being a funny way of phrasing it. Yeah.
Mars attacks.
Or, it's like Jabba the Hutt's chilling in a like little orb thing, It's just the fact that I don't think any consumer drone or like craft on the market is gonna fly and move that way. So that tells me that something's up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, can't the drones flip and shit like that though?
Yeah, they can flip. But I feel like you'd see a little more of like the movement. I don't know. It just felt really flawed.
I just thought of this, Max. It's like the more I think of that video, isn't that thing in like a straight line the whole time?
One of them is.
Yeah,
one was
like
moving around, and the other one was just perfectly straight.
Yeah, the whole time doing all those flips and shit.
Yeah.
So, I want to go back to your question about are all UFOs little green humans?
Right. Yes.
So, I think a lot of UFOs are just, like you said, unidentified flying objects. So it could be anything. It could be a balloon, a weather balloon, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
the aliens, they're coming.
But you have the people who have alien abduction stories or close encounters of the first kind, second kind, third kind that like just take it on a whole new level, though.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much of that has been proven? Could you look that up? Do you have numbers for that?
What? How many are actually like government things versus like green human potentially things?
The encounters.
The encounters.
Like, how much of that is true, would you say?
Oh, I see.
Is there any proof to it?
I think there's been some. I think there's been some few cases, like a few cases where you can't really explain it, and then I think others are just like having really vivid dreams.
LSD.
Almost like sleep paralysis. You know what that is, right?
I know what that is, yeah. I've heard of that. That stuff can get freaky.
But at the same time, it's like, you know that story that was based on the movie Fire in the Sky, I think it's called?
Probably.
Where that one guy, and I think they even did a documentary about it. This one guy had this really vivid explanation of an abduction. And it's really believable because he was missing for like 72 hours. He just randomly showed up naked on a highway.
Is he the Hulk?
No.
So this was a movie Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Was this a movie based on a true story?
Yeah, it was a movie. I want to say in the mid to late '90s because I was still pretty young. It kind of scared me, but it was supposedly based on a true account. Well, a guy who gave this testimony about being abducted by aliens, essentially. But it was called Fire in the Sky, I think.
Huh. Might have to check that out for research.
Yes.
But the documentary RJ brings up, the one with Bob Lazar, not to be confused with my dad, Bob Lessard, but Bob.
Shout out Uncle Bob, the official uncle of the Maxon Mixoff show. It's like a little.
But Bob Lazar he has a lot of, I want to say maybe eyewitness accounts and a lot of evidence that it's hard to explain away. It was a documentary on Netflix. Do you remember what it was called, RJ? I remember.
I don't know. You could probably just search his name on Netflix and it'll probably show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick, guys.
But it's weird that like he was doing this documentary for Netflix and he's like, oh, we gotta go in the woods because I think they've tapped my phone. And then the next day they destroyed his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then they raided his business too.
Yeah, they raided everything the day after.
Things are suspicious. Why do people do those things?
Don't be suspicious.
Like, do you think people are going to come? Do you think like the government's going to come to our houses because we're talking about this topic?
No, because we're joking about it, really. So.
Well, right.
Technically, I think we're good. I think we're okay.
Don't
I mean, our
be
Facebook ads might have some alien like merchandise, but that's pretty much it. What? You guys don't get the weird ads? They're like, I just talked about that.
Wait, well, I can explain that to you.
Okay, Mac, Mr.
Oh, it's real easy. I'll find a video. Okay, I hear this all the time. And, like, people panicking about the whole world. Okay, first off, there's always a science behind it, so calm down. Okay. The big thing is, have you ever heard of cookies?
Yes, I know about that.
You want
right, well, a lot of people don't. Yeah, I'll whack Warren in the head with some cookies. But what it is essentially apps. When they oh, we have a movie clip.
Bob Lazar. Babble Zoe. Get back here!
What's going on?
I see a red thing.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Okay. Guys in the car.
That's good.
Really high-tech operation.
So high-tech. Bye-bye.
All right, now that's like the famous, like, when they light up like that, that means, like, they're getting, like, shot up in the sky, right? Will's coming back in.
So that's the movie that I was talking about, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to get demonetized.
God, maybe. I don't know. It's like a little rough cut. Hey, Will.
So
Yeah,
that
well,
was a clip from the movie that you were talking about.
Yeah.
It came out in '93.
Definitely.
How about cookies?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah, I'll finish this, and then Will and Sean can dive in more of this UFO stuff, and then Warren had a story from his grandfather. So with cookies, basically how cookies work is essentially if you go on a web browser, you go on an app or any other thing, when you install the apps, there's a thing called terms and conditions. And then these little fine details of terms and conditions, it basically says it'll watch all your tracking history, right? Great. Okay. So as you track stuff, it will show on the thing. But here's the kicker. That's not the only thing, right? RJ's saying no, but wait, there's more. Yes, there is more. Is that a lot of these apps will basically have a thing that says allow third-party monitoring. So what happens is when you go
Your
on
voice.
well, yeah, I'm going to get to that. So when you go onto a website, then basically the third parties on those websites, let's say you go on like trying to think of a site, like Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Dick's Sporting Goods can sell your rights to another website, and then they track your information. So if they watch you later on looking at grills on Lowe's, they'll pop up a Lowe's ad because essentially you have direct cookies and indirect cookies. But then the third thing is with voice, right? So not all apps do this and not all phones do this, but it tends to be more Android, but Apple phones can do it too, is that depending on the app, they'll ask if when you're using your microphone, it will recognize speech recognition so it can improve your speaking. But what happens is that this only can happen this way. This is the thing people get all paranoid about. You can turn it off and it won't happen as much. You'll still get cookies from other things. But if you agree to terms that, yes, it can listen all the time in your app settings, then it will listen all the time, and then it will say, hey, they're talking about this blanketed company. So people just act like it's like the phones are controlling you, you have no say. You do have a say, but what makes it tricky is that it's all stuck in the legality of terms and conditions, and people don't understand terms and conditions, and that's why there's been different people that have been running for office that want to get terms and conditions more simplified. Andrew Yang. And so with that, that's how it works.
I could not be by my phone sometimes, and I'll still get ads for stuff I talked about without my phone.
Yeah,
Maybe you got it set.
Android's more prone to that than Apple. I'm not trying to slight it, but Google is very forward with trying to get voice things turning into ads. The thing is, Apple could still do it, but usually it's not Apple. Apple has a policy of not doing that as a company, but what apps will do it is like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, whatever, like platforms in varying degrees. So whether it's freaky or not, totally get it. There's at least, it's not so much like a wiretapping thing. Sure, like I know people like, there's ways that could happen, obviously, but I'm just trying to explain it. It's actually it's a surface level thing if you follow the math on it. Or the
China.
Yeah.
China.
So Will and Sean, Sean, you were bringing up some stuff, and you were curious on Will's opinion about it.
Yeah. Well, I wondered if Will had a UFO story because I feel like he did, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Don't throw him under the bus now.
Be suspicious.
Will does have one.
We throw on the bus.
Didn't you have Didn't you see a UFO, Will? Or no?
Yeah, years ago.
Yes. I thought I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, probably
Can't
10,
explain
15 years ago.
Was not a plane or any of that. It acted bizarre.
Yeah, it acted semi-strange.
Yeah.
I flew over my parents' house. Whatever it was the cigar-shaped, usually you see on UFOs. It was lit up as it came over a mountain right next door to us. And about as soon as it got over me, the lights just shut off, and I could see inside, like almost
Yes.
like you figures inside. Till it got way past the neighbor, like you could just barely see it. All the lights on the outside of it, almost like it was glowing, just came back on.
That's weird.
It was different. I also felt like that. What is it? Typical movie Frozen in Fear type thing, or like Frozen there. Like I just felt like I had to stare and watch it go by. I felt like I couldn't move.
Right.
How long ago was this?
Oh, gotta be like 15 years, 10, 15. I was only like 10 or 11 at the time.
Oh, okay.
Very detailed, though.
Yeah, it's actually impressive you have all
2
those
years ago.
details.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it too much because, you know, I'm already crazy enough as it is.
They're not that bad.
I mean, have you ever felt like you've had a counter big or small sense in any capacity?
To an extent. I mean, I've definitely seen weird stuff in the sky. And, you know.
Oh, so this is a question I have for you, Will, because I was asking the rest of the guys. I was throwing out there that it has swayed a bit prior to these videos releasing, but I've always had this theory that obviously something's happening, right? But I've always kind of been in the debate of, is it that, like, are they green little humans that are obviously running spaceships and stuff? Or is it like drones or like some sort of government technology that's like 20, 30 years ahead of the curve that we are just like, you know, you got a glimpse of, but like 20 years from now, that's going to be on the battlefield. That's kind of always been my debate. I think it sways a little more to like maybe be on this planet after these videos, but that's always been the prism of my debate. Like, obviously shit's in the sky. It's just what is it? Like, why aren't they wanting to talk about it?
No, it's understandable. A lot of it with Area 51 was early military tech. And nowadays, is it the advancement or is it a combination of both? Are we working with an extraterrestrial force and using their technology for our own benefit that might not be released for 30 years?
Right. Did you see those videos, Will?
Oh, yeah, I saw them. I saw them in their first release, too.
Right, that was like 3 years ago, wasn't it? That's what I was sort of reporting.
Yeah.
Mid 2017, yeah.
One, what do you think of them as far as what's your best bet? And then two, to everybody, I don't think we touched on this fully. Why did it take 3 years for them to be like, yeah, our bad?
My thought, I don't believe them at all. Why release them now? A distraction to everything else that's going on?
Yeah, it's definitely the most, like, you know, numbing time to release that, because I'll be honest, even the first day I saw it, I was like, what? Like, my head already has too much other things I'm thinking about. Why am I having to think about aliens? Because I'd definitely be like almost headline-esque first night of the news type of stuff.
It's, I mean,
That level of emission, that's the thing.
it took them how many years to admit Area 51 was an actual location? Now just admit it like it's nothing?
We should have stormed it.
Yeah, why do those fuckers never storm it? There was like a whole movement and they all backed out.
They know they would have been killed.
Well, probably.
Not even getting to the spot.
The YouTube channel, Mr. Beast, he actually was hanging around there that time. I watched the video. It was pretty funny. He hung around Area 51. They didn't raid it, but they're like hanging out by the gates and stuff.
Oh, that guy that did the run. He actually did the new Roto run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? Naruto? You know, he did the run.
Did he get arrested or?
Naruto.
I don't know, but it made for a good meme. That's all I know.
Naruto.
So, I mean, not Will. Warren, I was curious, you were talking about before the show, if you wanted to give a breakdown on your story your grandfather had.
So, again, I wasn't there, but, you know, my grandfather was a, you know, great man until he passed away in 2010. And I know from him telling stories and from my dad told me that he was never one to fib or make a lie. And because one day he was driving home from work, it was late, it was in the mid-70s. He saw a bunch of lights behind him. He thought that he was getting pulled over, but
yeah,
as the lights were getting closer to him, they started to rise and be higher than as if there was a car. So he got scared and was, you know, giving it hell to try to get the hell home. And he said then it kept rising and then it took off going over him. And he got home panicking and told the story to my grandmother, and my dad at the time was a little boy, and he had older siblings, and was just freaking out.
Yeah, that's pretty surreal, like getting like swooped on like that.
Yeah.
The only real UF story I have was actually Will knows in the land of Wells. It must be a hot spot for alien encounters.
And that it makes sense because it's so rural,
Mm-hmm.
Dark mountains. They got mountains.
They do.
Yep.
So I was on the lake where my dad lived, and I was at my dad's house, and I was just chilling in the living room, and the kind of, if you understand Lake St. Catherine, it's a little lake, and then across the way where he lives is Delaney Hill. So you can see Delaney Hill. He lives on the eastern side of the lake. And there was 3 lights that are red and green that were perfectly shaped as a triangle. And it just kept like flashing red and green, but just standing there still. Because I know sometimes satellites are like that color and they move slowly across the sky. So, I get some of that. But what this like triangle was doing, I'll try how you make a triangle. But it was going up, and then it was going over, and then back, and then down for like probably 20 minutes. And actually, one of my sisters I had say, "Hey, watch this with me." And yeah, it was just weird. Again, it has to be something odd like that. And there was one other time I thought I saw it that way too. This like between the years like 2009, 2011, that range. But yeah, definitely, that's probably the closest thing I've ever seen to like something out of the ordinary. There was some, I know there was some sort of light or some UFO sighting recently this past year out in like Saratoga County. Did anyone see that headline? Like the government actually like reported to it.
It was like a sonic boom too, right?
Yeah, sonic boom, and people thought they saw stuff.
Yeah, it was an asteroid that actually hit.
Ack.
Warren being our sound effects guy tonight. Shout out to Warren.
Ack.
I've seen that stuff too.
So the question is, now since the UFOs are now kind of trendy in the news, do you think we're actually going to get like a big ones coming slapping hard this year?
It's 2020. Anything can happen.
Yeah, this year's definitely a one for the
hoping
books.
for something like that. That'd be nice to finally know.
What, just like while it's pure carnage, just bring some aliens in?
Well,
but is it going to be like a nice alien, like My Favorite Martian or Paul, or is it going to be like
they'll never
Los
be nice.
Angeles?
Mars Attacks.
Independence Day.
So even if I might take a moment to be nerdy, okay?
No.
Nerd alert!
Stephen Hawking, one of the greatest minds of our times, said that if we ever encounter extraterrestrials, it's going to be bad because they're going to want our planet for our resources. And people are like, why do you say that? Like, why would they travel across the world, the known universe? And he's like, the only reason you would travel across the known universe would be what humans would, the reason humans would. They want resources.
Interesting.
And a lot of intelligent species, while we're intelligent, we're also conquerors. So he's like, we don't want to be found by aliens. I don't know if I quite described that right, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
it's gonna be. Yeah, I've always thought. I don't know if it'll be happy. I would say it'd be neutral at best.
You'd hope they'd be kind of like Switzerland, socialists. They come and give us free stuff. But in the reality, they're probably gonna be more like Americans and just conquer the world.
Hot take.
Yeah, that is kind of a hot take, isn't it?
Not wrong.
See, the country comparison I would have done is more Britain. I feel like British imperialism.
Sure. I was trying to be
Switzerland's the best one. Switzerland's the best. They're just
So
like,
I mean,
yeah,
sure, the
don't
world police angle with America is definitely there. It's a valid argument, but I just heard that and I was like, oh, in the comments.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was more America in late '90s, early 2000s. We're not so much like that anymore, but
Yeah, it's been there. Our infrastructure.
You can do
now
like
we're just trying not to all die of a virus. So
right now.
Yeah.
Like,
or buy tigers and meth.
Will, we have to ask Will. Will, have you seen Tiger King?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so 3 yeses, 2 no's on our show panel. You and Warren have not seen it. So.
I don't think I want to.
You should though. It's funny.
Yes, you do.
When I've seen it, it looks completely stupid.
Well, that's kind of the point.
It is. Oh, it's completely stupid. You're right there,
That's
dude.
the point. And then you're like, this shit happens? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's great storylines. There's a hero. You want to hug Carol Baskins. No, it's a total shit show. But that's like, you just keep coming back for more. I don't know how to describe it past that.
You can only watch it once. You can only watch it once.
Yeah, it's not really like a watch over and over again. It's not like a feel-good thing. You just
Definitely a one and done.
Yeah, it's like Kentucky basketball, one and done.
There's
Carol Baskins.
too much. There's too much.
Husband whacked him.
What was the rest of the lines?
Can't tell me it didn't happen.
Oh, yeah. What's happening? Carol Baskins.
Sardines.
He's eating.
Sardines.
He's snacking. Sardine oil.
Hey, Max, how do you think it went down? Like, do you think sardines was like the new like sexual thing she wanted to do? Like, let me put sardine oil, and it's like, nuh-uh.
Wait, to convince the first husband?
Yeah.
No, I think the power play is way more what's the word? Cunning. I think the move that she did.
Coming.
Back to you, Chad. Ow! No, I think the move is hear me out. That was Carol Baskin. On the safari, right? You gotta wear some boots. You gotta step in some tiger shit. I'm imagining. There's some gaiters, right? A little steel toe. What'd you need to use boots for? Or no, what do you do like with boots as time goes on? You need to condition them, treat them with good care. What works well? Oil. So, I think there's a little sardine oil, a little rubby rub, wash on, wash off, wax on, wax off on the boots. And I bet you that's what happened over time. Just it's not one and another reference to Kentucky basketball, not one and done. You gotta keep coming back to school. You gotta re-enroll. You gotta just put that in there. And I bet it was like a sardine oil on the boots. Now, whether she like took the bottle and switched out the shoe cleaner for that, you don't know. I'm guessing that she probably did it on her own because I feel like the guy would be smart enough to be like, why does my boot oil smell like rotten fish? So, like.
Why does my boot smell like Carol Baskins? But
do you think she sat there too? Yeah.
I actually think she killed her husband not by anchovy oil or whatever, sardine oil, but I think she dumped his body in the septic tank.
Oh,
remember that was the other.
How did the tiger maul the guy in the first place? Or are you saying he just got locked in the septic tank and corroded to death?
Yeah. The other theory was that she killed him and then put his body in the septic tank and buried it.
Gotcha.
Was she happy the whole time?
Probably.
Yes.
But yeah, that was my theory. If there was a sardine oil, I feel like it's like a clothing play.
What does Will C think? Because he doesn't know what we're talking about.
I feel like Will's usually in the know. He knows enough
Hello?
about things.
Hello?
Oh, I'm looking something up. Hang on here.
Porn?
No.
What?
I was going to look for a meme to send to the group.
We're kind of busy now, you know, Sean.
But yeah, Will, I think, has a thought here. I see him bubbling up.
There's 4 others of you.
Warren's shooting in the 9 pocket.
I know. Well, it's true. There's 3 others of you.
That's what she said.
Ooh.
That's what she said at the Bukkake party.
Oh, my.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
What?
Oh, now you have an opinion, Warren. Thanks.
Yeah, that caught Warren's attention there.
How do you keep Warren on topic? Say Bukkake.
I didn't see the movie Why Him?
Or say booty.
What, the movie?
That
Why
movie's so
Him?
good. That movie's amazing.
Where he tells the guy Bukkake means it's overcome with like things, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got all Bukkake all over me." And they're like, "You know what that is?" I'm like, no. Oh, here.
I remember that part.
That movie's classic.
Yeah.
Oh, this might be a great segue, unless if you guys have more to say.
Segway.
No, I think we need a segue
Are we
right
done
now.
with the aliens?
Get it to
Well,
fit.
you have any final thoughts?
How about what's our favorite alien movie?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this earlier.
Independence Day.
Okay, he wanted to ask about alien movies.
I got
Independence Day.
yeah, that's definitely got to be up there.
And Mars
I
Attack to be on there.
Mars Attack. I like Paul.
Yeah.
With Jason
That's a-
Bateman, by the way.
Funny movie.
Amazing.
Independence Day for me, too.
Hashtag me too.
I mean, there is a lot of good ones. Battlefield Los Angeles is really good.
Yeah, that was good. I saw that once. You guys seen that? Yeah,
I
everyone
haven't.
else?
I saw it once. Close Encounters is great. Classic.
Based on a true story.
Yep.
Both Close Encounters and the other one.
You know, my favorite Martian. That's a decent one.
Oh,
Comedy.
Martian? The Martian or Martian?
Some other one, Matt Damon. That's technically more like a space movie than an alien
Space.
movie.
No.
Oh,
my favorite Martian.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I've heard of it.
Marsha.
It came out like I want to say late '90s, maybe 2000. It's a comedy.
Would Wall-E count as an alien movie?
Kind
No.
of.
Somebody.
Oh,
No.
Wally's a robot. It's not an alien.
Molly.
It's from another planet. Does Star Wars count as an alien movie?
Space. Space
Yeah.
X. Before it was cool.
There are aliens in it.
No, it's Space X before it was cool.
Gotcha.
What does that mean? What hot shit are you pulling out of your ass?
What the hell's that mean?
How about Men in Black?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I put Men in Black. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm a
Classic.
basic bitch like that.
You know what?
I like the first one.
Yeah, you know what hasn't really had? We haven't really had a good alien movie in a long time.
What
I
about
think-
Aliens?
Huh?
What?
Aliens.
Well, aliens,
The
yeah.
pink one?
Oh, the movie
Yeah.
Aliens.
I got to look up the name of it. Sorry, but
Will, is there
there's
any
one-
alien movies you fuck with?
The movie Aliens. You know, Alien versus Predator.
that was from like the 90s, right?
Alien,
Oh, yeah.
the original was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Will, what do you like?
He's thinking.
I
Oh,
don't know,
I didn't hear
Sign-
him.
Signs. isn't
Give him a
too bad.
second.
No, Signs isn't too bad. I like the original
Oh.
Aliens movies, although.
Yeah, those are classic, especially because they have the name Alien in the title.
It's pretty scary.
So I had to look up the name of this one for some reason. Have any one of you seen Arrival?
What?
Arrival's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind
Arrival?
of
It's on my list.
not a lot of action, but it has a great storyline.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I might have.
I feel like it came out in 2016, maybe.
Yeah, Signs is good too. That's another good one.
Yeah, Signs is underrated with M.
Thanks,
Night
Will.
Shyamalan.
Dude,
That
when the
twist-
alien walks by the TV, it's so freaky.
Yes, I remember seeing that in theaters, and I was like, my mind was blown.
Yeah, it was so quick,
That was
but
one-
like, so
That was one of
scary.
the classic scenes, dude, of alien cinema.
It's so scary. It's like it's fast though, but it's like, oh my god.
Have you seen that, Warren and Max? Will?
Which one?
Will saw
Signs?
fine.
No.
Yeah,
Is that the
Signs?
one you watched recently that you liked? I feel like you went to
What?
the theater like 3-4 years ago to see an M. Night Shyamalan movie and you liked it. Was that the one? I remember we talked about this.
Signs?
Some movie you saw 2-3 years ago, like M. Night Shyamalan directed it, and you were like raving about it.
He hasn't made a good movie in a while.
It was
Except for
recent.
Split.
Yeah, it was Split. Yeah, that's the one.
Lit. Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
seen that one yet.
Good one.
That's right.
You didn't see it? I thought you did.
I
One of
didn't.
you guys
know.
was raving about Split to me and how I should go see it. Maybe it was RJ. Okay, I couldn't
I think
remember.
it
I'm
was RJ.
sorry.
It's really good. It's worth it.
Oh yeah.
But Max, you haven't seen Signs though?
Is Signs the one that do the crop circles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw the
RJ's
preview of that.
gone. I'm about to leave now too, Max. You need to. So RJ, we need to make Max aware of this movie because remember, Max, you told me you missed out on some movies and
Yeah, it's like how
a lot.
Warren's shitting on
I
me still
just
for
think-
not watching
okay,
John Wick 2.
Hold on. I
Yes,
missed
that's
out.
what we're talking about. We need to add Signs to it. Okay.
Yes, you need to watch that.
Oh,
I
we
think
should
I got
probably
it on
fill
DVD.
we should probably fill Will in on this. So Will,
Yeah.
I was getting razzed how I was like in isolation at times.
Not your fault.
Yeah, and
Not
I
your
didn't
fault.
watch as many movies as I
Will
should.
Hunting. It's not your fault.
I love that you guys are so
It really
supportive.
is.
Like, it's okay, you're not really an addict. You kind of are, but you're not.
It's okay. I missed a lot of music too when I was in my stuff.
Well, see, you know what's funny, RJ? One of the things I was able to smuggle out of the Berlin Wall, so to speak, on a daily basis was music. I was able to pull off music. But yeah, movies and TV, depending, was a little harder. Fun fact. Just thought I'd put that out there. So
I hear you.
Sean can attest to that. That was like the one I was able to keep steady the whole time was music from that era. But yeah, the rest of it, no.
I had specific music.
Well, yeah, no, there was that. There was that front, but you know.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you too. So, I don't want to like push us past aliens if we have more to say, but I had some other fun stuff from the week that I thought we could talk about.
Let's go.
So I was joking and we could segue from Bukkake, but what I meant from that wasn't so much literal that, but one headline that popped off to me, and I'm kind of curious because I'm worried about what's going to happen to this industry, is the strip club industry. And the reason being, RJ, you're kind of bringing up what might be happening.
Sorry.
No. What I'm saying is like digitally. So here's the thing that's kind of crazy. There's this club in Oregon, and they've made a bunch of headlines. The Lucky Devil Lounge.
Twin Peaks?
What?
One Eye Jack?
One Eye Jacks was a Twin Peaks strip club.
Oh, or yeah, Sneaky. What is it called? Lucky
Jacks.
No, what's the one in Ozark called? That's what it's-
Right.
No, it's called like Sneaky, like the Lucky Streaks, or like Sneaky.
Well, the guy's quote was funny. He's like, I like titties, so I got a titty club.
Oh yeah. That'll grow as life goes on.
I know what it is. Oh, it's Lickety Splits.
Lickety Splits. Yeah, I knew it was like something like Southern, but also like sexual.
Lickety Splits.
So this club in Oregon, though, called the Lucky Devil Lounge, they've basically have done like where this like they'll deliver food to people. Like they've done all these things to like basically like present the stripper somehow. Not maybe so much stripping, but like just some good old PR, right? Well, this one's actually more towards the actual business. They are offering a drive-through strip club experience to keep business going during the pandemic. And I was reading the article because I saw the headline, but I wanted to dive into the actual article. Customers slowly go through a drive-through into a tent that contains 4 dancers and a DJ. The first 50 cars get a free roll of toilet paper. You pull in, you get 1 to 2 songs with go-go dancers, then we bring you food out to you, and you go on your way. Explained Lucky Devil Lounge owner Sean Boulder in a video report from the Oregon.
Fellow Sean.
We're continuing to keeping the kitchen guys working, all of our bartenders and all of our dancers, he added. The venture food delivery service was formerly named Boober Eats. That was the one that he had before, where Uber sent them a cease and desist letter because of like the copyright. So, but yeah, no, basically like all these things where they're doing. Oh, okay. So the business appears to be taking precautions to ensure dancer safety. There's an image uploaded to Twitter showing masked and gloved strippers pole dancing while customers remained seated in their vehicle. The photo confirms we reached the neon anime sci-fi part of our future dystopia.
Hope they didn't pay too much.
I don't know, but basically you go in and you drive through and experience it. So the question is, 1, how do you feel about drive-through strip clubs? It kind of reminds me of like almost like the red light district, except for you drive in your car. And then 2 is I was reading something one other time separate, is that they think that the lap dance will be gone forever after this pandemic.
Put a blanket on you.
What's that?
Like a blanket or sheet of plastic. You'll be fine.
Just have a sheet of plastic on you. It sounds like an autopsy.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
What are you doing there, hot stuff? Oh, I'm just rubbing up on your dead corpse.
Just put a mask on, that's all.
Hey, it's easy cleanup too.
You freaking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Yeah, why not?
But no, what do you guys think? What do you think of a business like that? It hit me and I was like, that's such
I'd like to check it out.
You have to order? Like, you have to order the girl? Yo, I need double D, a little bit of gut. Hey, this one doesn't have double D's, man.
This vibe I get sounds more like they have a shift and like those 4 are like made a day and there's 4 at night. You're not necessarily picking like it's a McDonald's drive-thru or something. Can I get a blonde ginger with
a double D?
Can I get Jasmine with a side of Ariana?
Their shades.
Just put the mask
Hold the Red
on,
Bull
that's all.
vodkas. Just hold the Red Bull vodkas.
Nobody's there to see their nose and mouth.
What about their nose and mouths? As you like.
Nobody's there to see that. So just cover put a mask on.
I mean, I guess so.
You prevent the whole drive-in need right there.
Well, right now it's drive-in for the pandemic, so I was just curious what people thought of like that aspect. But then, just more of curiosity, like I think this also kind of affects nightclubs too, like in bars. What do you think that in those intimate kind of environments, what's going to happen?
It's going to suck if that happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, they gotta be open somehow. I just think I know it sounds funny to say this, but the bar is an institutionalized American thing. We won our country over from hanging out in taverns. Like, whether you drink or not, like the watering hole is a very important thing for American culture, I feel. So,
yes. Just like the little fucking thing.
I'm sure there was something with the Revolutionary War and boobies, but I don't know that as much. But definitely, like bars, clubs. I don't know. It is interesting. It's just
Max. Back then, it was like, oh, those ankles.
It was called a saloon. That's where you go get a whore.
Well, in the Wild West, yeah.
That was before Revolutionary War.
Oh, these.
I don't think they had those type. Maybe I'm gonna Google that. Hang on.
They were called saloons, not a bar.
Right, like out west, they had saloons, and then yes, there was ladies that fancy your courtship for monetary value. Yes, that occurred. You like how I PBS that shit?
Yep.
Yup.
NPR. All right.
You PBS all the BS.
Elmo.
Oh, that reminds me of that TikTok channel you've been sending me, Sean. The Elmo. Like it says swear words and shit. Warren should watch that.
That guy's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Get some bitches.
What?
There's this Elmo that. Okay, explain it to Warren while I look up
I
the
do.
stat.
I do a pretty good Elmo impersonation.
The Elmo on TikTok's hilarious. You still look it up.
Elmo on TikTok.
Looks like dirty Elmo. So it's like, we gotta go get some bitches.
And he's like, yeah, it's funny.
Hilarious. TikTok's amazing, okay?
Oh my God! You know how many videos you sent me and I had to catch up on? I was telling Sean, 88 messages. I took half of today to do that.
I have to check every day because everybody sends me shit.
Sean had like 28. That was a little more manageable, but I got through it.
Aubrey sends me like 20 a day. So if I like don't look at it, it's like probably 80 in 2 days.
Yeah.
Well,
So I have
20
to
days,
look,
40.
at it. It passes the time though. It's very entertaining. I will say that.
Yeah.
But the dances get old.
Yeah, the dances are like kind of stale right now.
How many times can you see this?
I know. As soon as I hear that song start, I go, nope, swipe, swipe.
We're talking about the Renegade one or the family one where they all shimmy?
I don't know. It's the one where they're just, I don't know why they're doing this. They're like, blah, 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 and they're just doing this. Makes no sense.
Oh,
The Drake one's fun though.
the Tizzy slide?
Yeah, right foot up, left foot side.
Like, dun, 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 dun,
Give me
dun.
something up there.
That shit. It's this.
All the
Swipe,
songs
swipe.
repeat too. There's no new songs ever.
I like Datasaur, though.
Who?
Datasaur.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm reading so I guess there was, like Warren said, I thought it was more of a West thing. Actually, there was a lot of saloons with ladies in the early 1800s, and they got shut down. Like
Warren gets erased.
Of course Warren would know that. He's a time traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I wish I was.
I could.
Warren gets erased.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if like anything
I just know
noteworthy.
my
But yeah,
knowledge
it was
about
definitely.
certain things.
Well, yes, it's good to know. Good to know things. I know things and places and faces and spaces.
I know stuff. I know
Stuff
stuff and things.
and things. Oh, you, RJ, you beat me to it. I said stuff and things, too.
I know stuff and things. Car.
So are we saying that COVID is gonna not kill the strip club industry, or will it keep it? Will it be its nail in the coffin?
Well,
I
we-
think we're going to see this year. I think it's going to be kind of damp. I want to see. Hopefully next year we'll be all right. We'll be able to tell more what's going on.
They'll be protected.
As soon as he said damp, I was gonna be like, well, this year's a little flaccid, but things might get a little more.
oh, boy. That's true.
Oh, God. We were joking that we make the show more like the post game one. I think we're starting to get that.
Talk about dicks and vaginas.
Dick. Yeah, I just thought the drive-through thing was interesting. It just reminded me of like almost like driving through a
Show me
zoo.
your tits. Show me your tits.
I made a more than that.
Okay, so we're, I want to be gender equal here. Do you think there's actually been Chippendales, they'll do virtual ones, I've heard. Nicole's telling me this. So you can order them and then they'll do like a Zoom show for like bachelorette parties and stuff. It's like the actual Chippendale dancers. Yeah, just like that.
Well, I can be the grizzly bear special.
I'm sure there's some Papa Cubs out there that want it, Dubs.
Don't crash, Will. Are you driving?
No, I'm parked.
Keyword is papas, by the way.
I love the way they call me Big Papa.
Throw your hands in the air if you're a true player. Because I see some ladies tonight to be having my baby. Baby.
Big Papa, 94. Good song.
I was talking about something else, but that works too.
No, I knew where you were going. I decided just to hybrid it.
It's called the freight train.
Freight train.
God. So what else is going on in everyone's world? God, that's a great way to host a podcast. What else you read? What else you guys got? No, like
I'm a little off today. I will admit.
Well, turn your Twitch on.
Huh? What did you just say?
Turn your switch on.
If you're off, turn your Switch on.
Ooh, it came out.
No, I'm tired.
Of
Got up
me?
early. Huh?
Tired of me?
I went out with Max and Nicole. It was
Yeah, how's
mostly
the drive?
Max can tire me out too.
It was mostly me
Fuck
and
all you.
Nicole. It was mostly me and Nicole roasting Max, which was like.
Well, that's easy.
That's legit your guys' national pastime, the Shit on Max Festival.
No, she legit.
No, it's like
Come your way.
there's like Coachella and Ultra, then there's like Shit on Max. It's like one word.
Max Cella. Max on Cella.
Yeah. Who's next? Warren, Nicole, and then they do it. I have to take each friend out individually and see who does it. Of course, Burns.
I just know your isms.
True.
Okay, drop some. Drop some in the
What's up?
comments.
Good. What's up? Good.
Baby mama drama.
Twitter beef.
That was
So
my next one.
well, every time he explains shit. So basically,
Wow, RJ's on point, Max.
I know my favorite is the "What's up" one. That one's so funny.
What's up, good?
What's up? Good. I didn't
Literally
have to
always
learn.
would
I said,
say
"What's up?"
good. As if we were saying to you, how are you?
What's up? Not much. How are you? Not much.
I
Doing
think
good.
Warren knows what we're talking about here. It looks like.
What's another one I do? Although I don't think I can really say the ones I do. That defeats the purpose, right? It's supposed to be like from my peers.
Yes.
Yeah, another thing you do is you say granted a lot. Now, granted, I do too. But I've noticed that. That's like one we do together, kind of.
I can't tell. Look.
That's all I got.
Warren must have some.
Hold on.
I know.
Let me look.
He's known you about as long as I have.
You're looking it up. What? Do you have like a burn book? Oh yeah, all the shit Max has done to piss me off.
Max is a funny thing when he does when he gives advice, but it's always good advice though. He's like, you know what? You just gotta go with it. You just gotta, It's always you gotta do this. You just gotta,
Yeah.
He gets in his Sean Evans.
Will
mood.
knows.
Like, okay.
I think this week I was like, yeah, you just gotta do that. You know which one I haven't dropped in a while? I'm gonna say one I haven't dropped in a while.
Okay.
It used to be like this is more like an at work phrase. Like when I was like in front of customers, I'd be like, well, we got ourselves a pickle here.
Got ourselves a pickle.
And then
A pickle or in a pickle?
Where'd Warren go?
I'm looking at my messages.
Oh, the fine Maxisms. Okay.
So I don't really have anything really. I'm usually one starting the conversations.
You did today.
Who started the bye? Who started that? Because that's how you hang up all the time. Bye.
That's a Sean one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that almost is something that I was messing around with.
So I don't do
before.
that with everybody. I feel like doing it in this group, and I think that's a Sean original.
Yeah.
So.
Bye.
Noise.
Hey, what's up? That fast. Hey, how's it going? Max here. Maxon Mixoff show.
How's it going? That's a good one.
How's it going?
That's all I got for message from you guys startups is that.
Hey, how you guys doing?
That one.
You guys. I used to do you guys. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. I haven't done fair enough in a while.
Fair enough, right?
Doing?
That's
Fair
RJ.
enough.
Dude, you haven't done There Comes a Time.
Oh, there comes a time.
Oh, wow. That's really throwback to the original Maxon Mixoff.
At the end of the day.
So I'm trying to do a at-home project here.
Wow,
What the fuck are you doing?
Sean, you're pulling a Warren.
Hold on. What's he doing?
He's pulling a Warren.
No!
Are you,
Oh no!
you're pissing Mickey off. I'm muting you. For fuck's sake. You pissed off Mickey.
Drop and roll!
The fuck are you doing?
He's changing his fire detector, but he upset my dog, and he's triggered, and he's pampered. Come on. It's okay.
Hashtag me too.
You hear him? Do you see
Hashtag
him?
me too.
You see
What's
him?
the matter, Sean?
My dog is distraught now.
Sean, you're muted.
I gotta unmute him. I muted you because Mickey was getting upset. You upset your nephew.
Yeah. Well, I did not know that was going to happen. I just thought I was going to put my fire detector back. I think something's wrong with these things.
Well,
What do you mean?
actually, you know what? Let's dive in this topic. I hate fire detectors. They suck a nut. You want to know why?
Well, they're
Because
smoke alarm detectors, but okay, go ahead.
they suck because they beep when they need a battery. They beep when they don't need a battery. And if you don't push the button the right way, the test always goes off. I don't know how to operate them. I know how to operate phones. I know how to operate computers. I've done everything on this planet. I could probably fiddle with a mousetrap. But I don't understand a fucking smoke detector.
Don't tell me. Now it's starting to beep.
It's all chirping.
Because you fucked it up. You didn't hit the test button right.
All I did was
hold it.
put the thing back in.
Sean, you gotta hold it.
But I put it in and started screaming, both of them. Fire,
What
fire.
does it say in the thing? On the instructions on the back.
The instructions don't work. It's a lie.
I don't.
I
didn't
believe
know
in
there were.
UFOs. I believe in UFOs working more than properly working fire detectors.
What kind do you have? Like fancy AT&T ones?
No,
Like, what do you
basically. I was
They're not
supposed
that hard to use.
to install one in my basement for my house to close, and the real estate agent said, "Oh, just put it up eventually." That was 5 years ago. It has never gone up. I have them up in the house, but I'm bound to mess it up, so I ain't doing it. I need like
Warren,
RJ.
we need a step-by-step process here.
Warren knows how
Yeah,
to do
former
electricity.
volunteer firefighter. You gotta show us. Actually, Will, were
Apparently
you a
these
former
guys-
volunteer firefighter?
Apparently, these guys have UFO smoke detectors.
Do this anymore.
Bro, it's like I could do my taxes easier than handle a fire alarm. I can make memes for how much things I'd rather do or handle than deal with the smoke detector. And you know what's the worst thing? You guys got me fired up here. You know what's the worst thing about a fucking smoke detector? They always go off at 3 a.m. You're sleeping peacefully, and then they're just like, don't like it.
Yeah, that's not happened to me, but I'll take your word for it.
And
It's
Nicole
a
scared.
modern day
like-
rooster call.
No, Nicole gets freaks out because we're all sleeping, right? Valid point. I'm not trying to knock anything. And the dogs freak out, and it's like World War III, and the whole night goes to shit because the fire alarm decided like change the battery. Does anyone else feel this pain, or is it just me?
Just you.
Yeah,
Just
kid.
gonna sound bad. I just disconnected mine.
Well, that's what I just did to shut them up.
This is horrible.
So mine, they do go, and so that means you got to actually replace not the battery but the smoke detector. Sometimes you put a new battery in it and it'll still just chirp or will still go off. You actually got to replace them. You're supposed to replace smoke detectors, I think, every 5 years.
Who the fuck keeps track of that?
I think I woke my neighbors.
Like, they got a fucking notepad.
Oh, which ones?
It's 5 years. I got to replace my smoke detector.
Are you talking about the crazy neighbor, or the one that like bangs all the time, like sexually?
Bang,
The one
bang, bang.
saying all the time.
The bangers, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They're always up. What are you talking about?
Oh, Will, you haven't, on the show, he has sometimes neighbors that scream and we can hear it faintly in the background.
All right then.
And just so you know, this is the Maxon Mixoff show. We are not sponsored by any fire or smoke detector company. If you want to be the official fire smoke detector and show me how to use a fucking smoke detector, please message us on the Maxon Mixoff show on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hey, it's Hippie. Hippie the hamster.
Well, he's actually a guinea pig, but yeah.
I'm calling whatever the fuck I want. No, just kidding.
Hello.
I would show you my dog, but Uncle Sean distraught him.
My cat's somewhere.
Look at my buddy.
Dude, cats don't give a shit.
They don't.
I'm
No,
saying it right here. Saying it right here.
What'd you say?
Cats
Cats
give
don't
0
give a
fucks.
Oh,
They
cats,
give
yeah.
you a fuck. They'll wake you up in the middle of the night for no fucking reason.
I saw this on Facebook the other day about cats and dogs owners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Says, oh, you took a couple weeks off to stay with me from the dog. Cat's like,
That's what I
oh, you got fired. You're pissing me off.
Basically, yes.
Mhm.
This is my time. You guys go to work. I get the house.
Yeah.
Now you're all home. Fuck you all. So I'm going to wake you up in the middle of the night for no reason.
I never thought this conversation tonight would go to smoke detectors and like the psyche of pets.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
No, that was good content. It's been a burning desire in my mind to rant about smoke detectors, but it's something you just do with your wife or significant
Does it keep
partner.
you up at night? Does it keep you up at night?
It definitely, that rant happens every time I hear a beep and I try to switch the battery and it still keeps beeping. Yes, every time. 30 years on this. Don't fix it, says the firefighter for her one.
Throw it out, buy a new one.
Well, I guess. So,
Go to Home Depot.
the Home Depot.
Home Depot is a fucking madhouse.
Oh,
Might be
Depot
cheaper at
sucks.
Walmart.
Home Depot sucks. Lowe's is better.
well,
Yeah,
actually,
but where's there a
Madhouse.
Lowe's?
Huh?
Where's there a Lowe's close by?
Burlington.
Queensberry.
Queensberry, yeah.
Yeah, my mom bought me and Nicole a dryer for my birthday, and they got delivered from the Queensberry one to Rutland.
Okay.
So there's a funny fact why I say that. One, I work for Lowe's.
Keeps you
Sort of,
employed.
technically. And then two, I don't like Home Depot because of something else I don't want to talk about. But Lowe's is one of my employers, so.
I was going to say, not to necessarily knock a business, but promote one. I have always had great luck at Ace Noble Hardware. And I just want to give them a shout out.
You know what, Matt?
What?
Sorry. I was going to say, it's funny you say that. That's our my company. That's our next acquisition is Ace Hardware.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, because, like, the one that's up at Godnick's in Rutland, actually, Sean, you will remember. Remember the time we were supposed to go to the Annex for breakfast when you lived at my house, and Nicole slipped, and I had to clean up the ice because it was underneath the snow?
God, yes, that was scary.
And I ended up doing, like, a good old Clark Griswold, like, slip out in the ice driveway myself.
Yes. Nicole had a lot of choice words for that. I remember.
Yes. Because I was trying to bank on we go to breakfast, it would melt, and I could do it later instead of putting salt out. My chess move was ill-fated.
Do you remember the words, John?
What's that?
Do you remember the words? That
Not
were spoken?
really, but I believe the word asshole was part of it.
Probably.
That's all I remember.
But what was funny was I went to Home Depot. This is, mind you, this is like mid-March when this happened. And
Right.
So I went to Home Depot to see they had Roxol, and the lady was like, "No, I don't have any." It was just very abrupt. I'm like, "Well, this is weird." I'm like, I'll check East Noble Hardware. My in-laws go there a lot because they live up that way. I'm just gonna go. And they were helpful. They got me the right stuff. And not that I obviously have gone to Home Depot, but usually if I'm in a hardware deal, I try to go to Ace more, and I've never had any bad luck. I've always found everything.
Didn't we get a shovel there too?
Yeah, we got our shovel there. We got the shovel at Ace. More recently, at my job, they were cleaning up the interior of the car wash, and I needed a certain cleaner that every other store was out of. And I was like, last ditch effort, I went there. They had the entire amount I needed. Yeah, I don't know. I've had nothing but good luck there, and I just small business shout out. I don't have any. Yeah, no plugs, no nothing. Oh, and they have a really cute ad on YouTube. So you know what? Good for them. If you ever watch YouTube around here locally, you might see it. So, yeah, just shout out to the local hardware store. Shout out to, was another good one back in the day, Buffet. Will probably understand that. Is Williams and Poultney. That was a good store. That's a good store.
Yeah.
I miss True Value in our old hometown, Hoosick Falls.
That was good too. Oh, actually, the screens on my porch for like the windows, my mom bought those last summer when they went down to see some friends of Hoosick Falls at that True Value. So, yep. Shout out to them. Oh, baseball. We were going to talk about baseball. I think that's another major topic. So the hot take on this, right, is they may come back. They were saying like July 1st. And if they did, though, how it would work is there's a lot of unknowns, but there would be no AL/NL. It'd be all geographical. There'd be 3 divisions of 10, Central, West, and East. And so how it broke down, I think I remember them off the top of my head. I'll say it. So if this happened, this proposal would be the East Division would be the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, the Blue Jays, the Phillies, the Orioles, the Nationals, and then the Marlins and Rays. The Central would have, that's the one curveball. The Braves, they're more Eastern. They would be thrown in the Central for this experiment. So it'd go Braves, Indians, Reds, Pirates, Tigers, White Sox, Cubs, Twins,
Tigers,
and Royals. Yeah, okay. And then the last 10 would be Rangers, Astros, Rockies, Dodgers, Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants, A's, and Mariners. And then what they would do, it sounds like, is to start, they may not even – they either would play like in maybe like 2 or 3 big league stadiums down in like a state that's safe for it, or the spring training facilities, and almost be like Little League Baseball style where you'd have like 4 fields going at the same time with like different teams and stuff. And they would just have the crew all on like one site because there's really no fans. So that seems to be the logic of what they're thinking about doing for baseball.
You know what else it kind of reminds me of? Not to interrupt you guys, but it's almost like more of like an NFL division, because you got the 2 teams that would probably be like the ones that. How would they do the playoffs though? Like with 3 divisions.
They were saying that it'd probably be like obviously 3 division winners and then maybe like 5
like
wild cards.
So it kind of makes it a little, when I say a little bit like the NFL, it's a little more streamlined.
Because it's more geographically based?
Yes, exactly. Except for the Braves.
Yeah, Braves are definitely getting gypped on the travel miles.
Yeah, that's weird.
That happens, though.
I think what I would have, that's a tough debate because I think the swap out team would have been you kept the Braves in the East and you would have put the Blue Jays in the Central because they're a smidge closer to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think geographically that would have been the power move I would have done.
Yeah, you're right because Toronto is more like near Detroit, right? Kind of corner.
Because the West and Central outside of the Braves all make sense because you're right. Like, sure, Houston, Texas is going to be closer to those Central teams, but Houston, Texas is already in the AL West already. So, like, it's just the fact that there's not enough West Coast ball teams at this point. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess my thought is, how would people feel in this group if there was a crossbreeding of the AL and NL?
Oh boy.
I don't know if there's really any traditionalists really in this group, but it is very weird. You'd be seeing like the Yankees and Mets playing a boatload of times versus before it was like never that way.
Right.
Why you get mad about the Mets, RJ?
What?
You like flipped off the Mets. I'm like, that's your team.
The Yankees.
Oh, you're very delayed. When I said Mets, you flipped me off. I'm like, well, that's your team, guy.
Yankees. I don't want to play them 20 times a day.
Yeah. You know what I hate? I hate interleague at all.
So how do you feel about this? You hate this?
I might not even look at this shit. This is disgusting. I'm going to vomit.
You're not just doing like a silly hot take. Do you honestly feel that way?
I kind of do, but at the same time, I get it. So like, let's do it one time. You know what I mean? Like for this year, you know?
Right. I mean, it's such a dumbass doing that. Well, the thing is, what happens if this sticks, though?
It won't stick.
I don't
They
think so.
better not do it.
It won't stick. They have to shorten the season anyway. There's no way you're going to get 160 games.
No.
So it
I'll
will
do
work
it.
for that.
How many games do you think they'll actually pull off?
100.
82.
They
100?
said 100.
I would have thought they would have just went halfway with like 81. Or
They could because, when basketball comes back, they have like no games left. Hockey's pretty much just going to be playoffs, which hockey can pull off because they can just go to like a disclosed arena and just flip-flop games. Like hockey's
Well,
going to be
NBA,
easy.
you're right. NBA and NHL are definitely like that. They could just go in the playoffs at this rate.
Yeah, they're looking
Right.
at like Oregon, Dakotas, just to be like, okay, we got 3 states. There are 16 teams in the playoffs usually. So, and I mean, you can flip-flop stadiums. It's pretty easy for those two.
The big debate from what I was listening to sports shows, though, and Will, make sure you, if you have a thought on this or anybody else, is with the players, they have to probably be quarantined, and a lot of these players are kind of like not on the fence of doing that because they're going to be away from their families, basically living in hotel rooms.
Right.
Plus, the other thing too is like for baseball, how are you going to do interactions with the ump? Like, are you going to have like a box where you talk to somebody with plexiglass? Because that's the one sport you could really go right up to the referee and like spit in their face kind of vibe.
my God, right. Actually, if I could just quickly add something to that.
No, add away.
When I saw Bob Costas on CNN, he was suggesting that that this is the season that they try out AI for the balls and strikes, artificial intelligence.
Whoa! I got a breaking NFL story.
Oh yeah.
The Andy Dalton signs with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your thought. I just think that was an interesting one.
Dalton.
1 year,
Okay.
$7 million deal, $3 million guarantee.
Interesting.
Wow.
Especially because like he was really like tied in for either backup or starting roles potentially with the Jags, Patriots, and Jets. But the Dallas Cowboys.
Bears, you suck.
You see that they didn't pick up Mitch Trubisky's 5th-year option?
Yeah, and they left Andy Dalton on the fucking.
Well, they got Nick Foles, guy. They got Big Dick Nick.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know, probably nothing because he only does good stuff when he's in Philly. That's like
Exactly.
he's like the QB GOAT in Philadelphia. But the rest is
Exactly.
so the
Big Dick Nick.
Patriot at this rate, the Patriots are going to ride with that Stidler kid at this point. Will and our residential Patriots fans feel about this? Will and Sean.
Yes. What was your question?
They're probably around with that Stidler. I think it's Stidlum or Stidler is his name.
Okay, first of all,
He's like a second-year kid. He was a rookie last year. Very Brady-esque. Okay.
the reason I just disappeared was because my brother Jason's a Cowboys fan. So we're talking about that. I'm like, what do you think of that shit? Secondly, no, I want Cam Newton as a quarterback. That's all I want.
But yeah, he hasn't got picked up. Why do you think the Patriots won't sign Cam?
I mean, I'm starting to wonder if they're racist. I don't know. Why? He's great.
We want a white boy.
You know, it's one of those things where it lingers in your head, but
I feel like he's a
hope
good
not.
quarterback.
You honestly hope not. But I think Cam's actually Cam. I mean, Cam is a gamble, but if you put him on a 1-year deal, I think he's worth trying.
And honestly, I think with the Patriots offensive coordinator and Bill Belichick, I think he could really have a great comeback. Give him a chance,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, you wonder.
Yeah, I'll take Tim Tebow at this point.
Come out retirement. Oh, we finally brought up our Tim Tebow reference. The streak's alive.
Oh my God, that's right. I wasn't even trying to do
Oh yeah,
that.
we haven't told Will that. We've had a Tim Tebow reference every week of the show. And we always reference it back to the 2008 Gators and the fact here, I'm about to say it, if Tim Tebow was getting blowjobs in college, you know he's a virgin.
Or giving.
Will's like, I think, blown away. Like, this is a real topic on the show. So, but But yeah, every week it's turned into, like, we mentioned the 2008 Florida Gators. And so, yet again, thanks to Sean saying we want Tim Tebow on the Patriots.
I know. Yeah, sorry, it disappeared again. I was talking to my brother again. He's like, "Oh, good. We need a good backup. Put him on."
So, yeah. Interesting. Wow. But back to
Alan
baseball, if you want. Or we can talk football.
No, yeah.
Actually, I do have a football piece.
I'll just end the baseball thing by saying this. I think what'll happen is this whole different restructuring will give a team that wouldn't normally have a chance.
Right. They got a very strong division.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But, we'll see.
Especially if they're going to be pulling 3 to 4 teams from each division, then you're going to have
Right. And then you think about this, a lot of teams, halfway through the season, they're strong, but by the time they get to 162 games, they're weak. So you might get some teams that normally would be out of contention, in contention, because it's such a short season. It's kind of like the 1994 strike when the Montreal Expos would have been
the champs.
A strong Yeah, they were a strong contender in 94 until the strike happened.
Right, because it was like Expos, Blue Jays, and was it the Yankees? They're like the big 3 that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because obviously and the Braves, they're in the mix.
Yeah, the Braves were always good that time. So, but anyway, I didn't mean to hijack. So,
no, yeah, we're just floating around here. But the only football thing I wanted to add, besides the redheaded ginger going to Texas, is the fact that the NFL's decided they're not going to shorten anything. They're doing, at this point, business as usual. Yeah. They're doing a full schedule release next week.
Good, and they really don't need to.
Yeah, I'm actually this may be a hot take, but I'm kind of proud of the NFL right now. I think you play it by ear, things gets closer, but I know that there's a lot of moving parts, but being that it's September, and right now we're in May, and here's the thing too. Whether you agree or not with it, there are states that are opening up. So what this means is that you're going to have this awkward Pandora's box where some places are open, some aren't, and there's going to be some states that are actually fine. I feel like, granted, we've talked about it a little bit, but I think Vermont as a whole is relatively doing okay. And so some states will be like that. Some states will be utter train wrecks opening up. So you kind of have to just wait and see, but it's hard to gauge that for 4 months from now. So might as well just business as usual, cross that bridge when you get there.
Yep.
The only thing that would change that, or the only thing that could disrupt the NFL, is if we have a second wave in the winter.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't. But I mean, let's face it, if there's a second wave and it's strong enough, they're going to cancel everything again.
And possibly even stricter.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I mean, I don't want to be that guy that's like all grim and everything, but I'm not confident that that this is over. This lockdown shit's over.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always hope and be optimistic, but,
But let's, as you say, be hopeful, optimistic. Let's get through baseball season and whatever else can start up again. NASCAR, right?
Yes, Will. I was going to ask you. That was the other one. NASCAR starting up, no fans. I have a question for you because I was a little confused when I looked online. Are they only racing in Darlington and Charlotte only, or are they doing like their normal races if everything's like business as usual on the circuit?
So for the first 2 weeks, they're going to run at just those 2 tracks, multiple times, different lengths of race, the 3 series. After that, it all depends on what the states are looking at for lockdowns and or stay safe type work.
That makes sense. Okay.
They're limiting who can be there for teams and everything. They're trying to keep everybody, they're telling drivers to stay away from the crews as much as possible. And they're really trying to keep everybody apart while still holding the events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking when I heard NASCAR, right? Because NASCAR is going to probably be like the first one back. I know MMA did some fights during the beginning of Corona, but they're kind of been in this weird, like, awkward phase trying to find a place to host fights. Am I right on that, RJ?
May 9th's happening.
Oh, they have one May 9th?
Yep, and it's happening.
Okay.
No fans though, but it's
Right.
happening.
So that's the curiosity. Do you think, because NASCAR, I was watching a video recently on like the rise and decline of NASCAR and like some of their stuff. Do you think NASCAR might get a spike in ratings because of this?
That's what the early, I guess, news is showing, following Twitter and a lot of other places, because it's one of the few sporting competition type events going. There's already a lot of buzz around people saying, I've never watched it, never planned to, but since it's competition, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like there's buzz online that they got a lot of carryover from obviously the horrific crash, but he was okay, Ryan Newman.
Right. Wow.
I think they were talking about how like he's going to be racing in May, and I got the vibe when I was on social when the NASCAR news was coming. That was like almost parallel in step with like the marketing, and I wonder how much of that's been, you know, because of the positive result of it, it's going to play into maybe some of these ratings and like, you know, storylines.
It could definitely help. I mean, he made his announcement he was coming back after they said, hey, we're going to be back on track this day, and for these times. So it was kind of a good news that they needed after the bad situation 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And
what happened 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that wasn't recovered?
Oh, that he recovered. You're right.
No. I said that wasn't covered on here.
No.
What, NASCAR related? No. What happened 2 weeks ago?
Bunch of drivers were online streaming through Twitch.
Oh, the N-word one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I remember seeing that.
And driver said the N-word, and been a lot of fallout from that, so they needed something good.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? That seemed to kind of like sweep that away because I haven't heard anything about that one since.
That's because he's kind of gone away.
Yeah.
He's gone into a program for sensitivity and different kind of training of that sort.
You see me okay, guys?
Yeah, yep.
I'm sorry, my phone almost died.
Well, you're still here with us. But yeah, no, that's definitely a positive light, Will, on the story, turning around from that to.
Yeah, it came out the same day. A retired driver was coming in to take over that car that was vacant.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Holy shit! Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how NASCAR will fare, and hell, may I'll pop on the race and say woohoo!
I won't be, but.
Oh, you won't watch it?
I want to, but I work.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were in protest at first.
No, I'm excited for it. I'm just stuck at work.
You allowed to watch things on mute or no?
Probably I could if I wanted to. I'm going to try, but I won't get to watch the whole thing.
Oh, are you going to do it? You know what we have to do, Will? You going to do the fist pump? You're the king of the pump.
Do it, dude.
You make Paulie D and like the Jersey Shore crew look like shit the way you pump when there's a race going. When Hamlin hits that checkered flag, you are going hard. I haven't seen
I've never seen the times. What was it? He won live, and I was there for it when I saw him win at the track.
Oh, I've never seen anyone beat the air as hard as you did that night.
Yeah, you should have seen when I'm actually at the track. I've seen him win 3 times. Actually, there you should see that.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I can imagine. When is New Hampshire normally? That was the other question I had.
Middle of July.
Okay. So maybe New Hampshire will happen, and you got to sneak in there.
Yeah, it could. There's also a fall one that I can go to, so it's
smuggle Will in the tire.
Do they still race at Watkins Glen?
Yep, that's about August. That should be.
The track is like this.
That one is.
Isn't that the one? Is
That
the
one reminds me
that's
of like an
really
IndyCar track.
Sorry.
Well, that is the IndyCar do race there.
I was gonna say, isn't that the one that's so windy?
It's one of them. It's road course. It's got
And
a
then
lot
you
of
got
turns to it.
Bristol. You got Bristol. That's really like
They actually make a right turn.
Yeah,
The half mile at Bristol. Yep.
which is basically like Devil's Bowl at this point, half mile.
Yep. The half mile Coliseum style.
Yep.
Like Martinsville.
I still remember my NASCAR back in the day.
Martinsville's got the paperclip shape to it.
Yeah.
They already had to cancel that.
Isn't the Poconos the long one?
Triangle 2.5
Yeah,
mile.
remember that.
But there's always that one, the classic, Talladega.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Talladega Nights, bro.
Shake a bit.
I love the prayer when they're like, "This meal, thank you to sweet baby Jesus for the meal provided by Colonel Sanders and Doritos and Mountain Dew." It's like some line shit like that.
Don't forget Powerade.
Oh yeah, Powerade.
Can't forget Mystic Mountain Blueberry Powerade.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
where they got popular, right?
And then was it Sacha Baron Cohen was Perrier?
Perrier.
Perrier.
Yes. Yeah, the seltzer water. And
He's ahead of his time.
And that epic finish, remember? We belong, we belong, we belong together. That's a good movie. I haven't seen that in ages.
Shit, guys. I think we're in that time where we should probably wind up on the regular show. But any final thoughts before we sign out?
I don't.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
I got shit. No, I'm just kidding. I think it was fun. For us, as like, we felt, as a show, we felt stagnant, and we wanted to unstagnatize it. And at the end of the day, Will C came in the clutch. And, yeah, I'm pumped for that. Oh, RJ with the Kobe fade.
Let's fist bump.
No, elbow job.
Yes. This is the new thing.
Elbow job? That sounds wrong.
I'm elbowing you all over your face.
Ooh.
I mean, make my desk squeak. All right, guys, we're signing out. Maxon Mixoff. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Listen to the podcast weekly, and you can catch us everywhere you want. Signing out. Peace.
All us.